Today we're making comforting chicken and dumplings, and I just have some cut up onions. I got these, my mother chopped these up for me, so it's about one small onion in the pot with water, and I'm just gonna put that on the fire and let it cook up. Be right back. I sliced the meat off this bone, and I'm putting the bone in there to get the flavor. So that's gonna cook in there. I am using 3 pieces of chicken. I'm putting that in the pot too. This is just from the freezer. That's how I do, you guys. I cook my stuff, I put it in the freezer. Now I can use it, make my own freezer things. Don't have to go to the store and pay an arm and a leg. I cook this and froze it. So I chopped the meat off the bone, but the bones are still in there. And I'm just gonna let this simmer very, very lightly for an extended period of time, and I'm going to make my biscuits, which are going to be used for the topping. So here we go. It's 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I used the recipe from Clabber Girls, but I just use only half the recipe. So that's how I make my biscuits. 1/4 of a cup of coconut oil. I don't use butter. I just use the coconut oil. Don't use a shortening either. So same thing. The chicken's been simmering a while. I'm now going to add 2 carrots and 2 celery sticks to that and let that cook in there. Okay, so I mix that in. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of half and half. Let that go. This is 1 cup of whole wheat flour. I do not use any white flour. And here's where we have to do our little bit of strategy. What I do is I take a fork and I press the flour into the coconut oil until it's crumbly. And I'll be back to show you. I just press it in there to show you how I do that, how it looks when I'm satisfied. So I have my dry ingredients in there and I'm pressing the flour into it to mix it through the fork. This coconut oil is a little hard because it is cool weather and coconut solidifies in cool weather. So I'll be back to show it to you. I just added a dash of salt. Now I'm going to put a little bit of sage in there. All the sage I'm putting in. And I'll just stir that around. I'm going to put a dash of this Mrs. Dash in there as well. Okay, so I'm trying to see. You can see that the texture is kind of crumbly. Those are bits of coconut oil that hasn't gone all the way in, but it makes it a very crumbly mix. That's all you do. You don't have to, it's no biggie if you have clumps in there. It will all cook into the bread as you're making the dumplings. I mean, it'll be no problem. So now I have 1/4 of a cup of milk mixed with the last of the flour. I like to use every bit of it. And I'm just pouring that in there. And then I just stir that around. Quick and easy. This is my biscuit dough. You want it to be firm, but I am going to drop this on top of the soup I made as soon as it's ready for it. So just waiting a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to add this pat of butter to the pot now. And I'm going to stir that around in there. Yummy. That looks good. I do have a little bit of flour on this spoon because I'm using the same spoon for both the dough and the soup. Look at those onions. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. And all of those flavors will marry in there. That's the grilled chicken that I used there, the tip of the grilled chicken. And so now I'm just going to drop the biscuits in. So I just take a spoonful of dough like that, and then I just drop it on top like that. You can mix them in, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to cover it all, and they will pop up to the top as they get done. So we'll go and I'll show you when I got all the biscuits in there. So now the biscuits are all in there on the top. I kind of suck them down in there so that they have more delicious flavor to them. We'll be back later. Just giving you a little update. See how the biscuits are coming to the top, and the soup is getting nice and thick and bubbling through. Just waiting for it to be completely done, and then I'll show it to you. Talk to you later. Okay, it's done, but I'm just gonna brown the biscuits on the top just for presentation. And there's my chicken and dumplings. As you can see, I chose to brown my dumplings on the top to make it a little bit heartier dish, but you don't have to. It's good either way. You know, the dumplings, if you actually push them down into the stew, they will remain juicy and tender. And this way people can just scoop it out. You get about 4 servings in a container like that, and it is delicious. Thank you, and thank you for watching this video, and talk to you later. Bye. Cook homemade. It's so much better for you.